Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth. This is Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, and today is Flosstube number 26. Today is August the 14th, 2022, and I have lots of stuff to show you today. So first off, I wanted to thank everybody for anybody who left a comment or watched my last video or anything. I was really sad in my last video, and you guys were really kind, sharing lots of stories of how you went through similar situations with, you know, your spouse working night shift, or, you know, you were trying to have family visit you and couldn't because something came up. And it was just really nice for me because obviously you know that you're not alone, but it's nice to like have evidence of that. So yeah, thank you a lot. I'm doing a lot better emotionally. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, so I've worked on a lot of projects. I actually have 2 finishes to show you, and I have a finished for now, and I have a couple new starts, but I can only show you one because the other one is a secret. And then I have just another whip that I just been making some progress on. So yeah, but the past, I guess it's been probably a little bit over 2 weeks, but not quite 3. So I've obviously done a lot of stitching, and Wilson and I are still going on our morning walks. It's honestly probably my favorite part of the day. Because he's just so cute and he loves it so much, and so it makes me happy that he loves it. But yeah, and then what else? I've been playing lots of Animal Crossing. I've kind of like gotten back into it. I've gotten to where I will like watch past streams of people playing it while I'm playing it, which is kind of similar to stitching while you're watching Flosstube. But yeah, because then you feel like you're doing it with somebody. But yeah, and then I've been doing lots of reading, so I've been making good use of my library card. Both like physical books and mainly on like Libby and Hoopla. So there will be some book chat at the end of this video, just because I have been reading so much, and most of the video obviously is going to be cross stitch. So, but yeah, so I guess we can just go ahead and get into it. But yeah, okay, so I guess I'm going to start with my finishes because those are chronologically what came first. So first off, if you follow me on Instagram, you pretty much will see everything that I'm about to talk about today. So shameless plug for my Instagram. If you want to catch up with me outside of these videos, that's where you can do it. But I did not grab the book that oh wait, it's just right in this drawer though, so it's not that hard to get. Give me just a second. Okay, once I finished this, I had just like put everything away. So okay, so this is Emma Congdon's Cross Stitch for the Earth. I stitched design 1, which I lovingly call Unplug and Go Outside because that's what it says. And let's see, this is my finish. So let's see, this is on 16 count white Aida, which made it fit perfectly in an 8x10 frame. I got this frame from Bed Bath & Beyond. It was like in their clearance section, like probably 6 months to a year ago. So I think it was like $3. But it ended up being perfect for this because obviously the size is right, and I just feel like the vibe of the frame works well with the content of the stitching because it's kind of like cabin-like, I would say. But yeah, I love this so much. I just love it. I'm gonna try to get some close-ups in here. So last time I showed this to you, all I had was the letters G and O. So I just finished the top and bottom words so that it could be fully finished. So yeah, and This, like I said, this is a standard frame. So I left the glass out just because I didn't want it to crush my stuff and it just has a big glare on it. So yeah, but what else? I kind of, I guess I used mat board and then I put batting over it and then I lined it up pretty good, and then I'm really scared to mess anything up, so I taped it to the mat board when I wrapped the fabric around the back. So, but it fit, everything fit inside with the back that came with the frame, so yeah. And then let's see, I started this on February the 13th of this year, and then I finished it on July 31st. So, and then I actually was able to track the entire time I stitched this on an app that I use called Toggle, T-O-G-G-L. I use that for all of my stitching, but this is, I think, the first project that I've actually tracked the entire lifetime of the project, like start to finish, instead of just like tracking in the middle after I've already started the project. And anyway, it took me 48 hours and 9 minutes to stitch all of this. So yeah, but like I said, once you get past the G and the O, like, it's super fast. So I gotta get that thumbnail. Okay, so that's my finish. I've been putting it kind of over here. I have a blanket on top of Wilson's crate, so it kind of is like a table, and it's just been chilling there for now because I don't really know where else to put it. So okay, and then the second finish I have is something that you guys have never seen me work on. It's actually something that I charted up myself. So Bobby and I have been, or it's been a while, but when we first moved here, we were watching all of Yellowstone, and we finished it probably a couple weeks, maybe a couple, no, it's probably been like a month now since we finished it. But there's a line from the show that we both really like, and so I charted it up and stitched it into a pillow. I feel like I shared the video on my Instagram. I'll try to, like, well, no, if I put it up here, it's gonna do a copyright thing. If you want to see the video where this line is said, just go to my Instagram and look for the picture of this pillow and you'll see it. But the character who says this, his name is Walker, and he's one of the cowboys on the ranch. And anyway, Beth is trying to ride a horse and she gets Buckaroo'd off the horse, and so he says, "Damn, you got Buckaroo'd right onto your peanut." And anyway, so it was stuck in our heads for several days, so I decided it was worthy of being a pillow. I stitched this on 32 count vintage country mocha linen, and I think this DMC color is 321, and then I just had some red fabric from a Christmas project bag that I made that I used. I actually bought a bandana because I was going to put the bandana on the back, but then I didn't want to cut the bandana, so I ended up using it as a photo prop when I took a picture of this. So, but yeah, this sits on Bobby's desk now. But I've never made a pillow before, and I feel like I did pretty good. I definitely got lazy when it came to sewing up the bottom. I started out really well, like right here, and then I was just kind of like, I rushed it towards the end, and so there's a little bit of bunching right there. But honestly, I think for a first time, it's not bad. I would give myself like an 85 out of 100. Okay, so those are my two finishes. Next up is my finish for now, which you might be able to guess what it is. This is Caterpillar Cross Stitch Touch of Magic. I'm keeping it in this So Much to Love project bag with these cute little dogs on it. Also, if you like these dogs and you do sewing stuff, I saw this fabric at Joann's. Just, you know, side note. So anyway, but okay, so Touch of Magic. This is what it's going to look like. And this is what it looked like last time you saw it. Well, I guess I don't need to show you what it's going to look like because all the parts that have been out are done. So anyway, this is what it looked like last time you saw it. And then this is what it looks like now. So, oh, it looks so good. I really feel like every part that comes out just like really enhances the whole look of this pattern. Like the purple and witch just kind of like helps tie in with the word treat down there, and all of the white that was in full moon or bright full moon and then the actual moon here. It was a lot of white, and I did save it for the end because I was just like, ugh. But it didn't take that long. I kind of just powered through. But yeah, so I really like how this is coming out. I think the next part should probably come out in maybe the end of the month. I think she's been coming out with them like the last week of the month. So anyway, I probably have another week or two before the next part comes out. So. And there will be a future video, like probably a Flosstube extra. Caterpillar Cross Stitch is doing the pre-orders for the Christmas Stitch Along is open now. I do have a discount code, but it only works for like 7 days. I think the last day it works might be like the 19th, August the 19th, but the code for that is going to be Frizzy 10 SIC, Stitch into Christmas. But this is like a blurred out image of what it's going to look like. So yeah, I'll give you more details about it when I receive my kit so I can show you what it looks like and everything. But just because that discount code doesn't last for very long, I wanted to share it with you now. So, okay. So that is Touch of Magic. I worked on that for basically 13 hours since between now and my last video. So Wilson's chewing on his dinosaur's tail. It's like the toughest soft toy he owns, and I might have to take it away from him because I don't want him to like totally destroy it, which I guess that's what dog toys are for. But they're so expensive and he just chews through them. Okay, anyway. Okay, so the next project I want to show you is my whip. I just dropped something. Okay, so this is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. I'm keeping it in this project bag from Black Cat's Egg Stitchery. And it's a vinyl front bag. So, let's see. I actually have, this is the paper chart, so I actually have the picture. This is what it's gonna look like. And then this is what it looked like last time you saw it, which probably was in my Whip Parade video, like back in January. And I started this in October of last year, and I probably worked on it for a couple days, and then I put it away, and it hadn't come out since then. So, but I have worked on this for about 6.5 hours over the past, I think I worked on it for maybe 4 days or something. But this is what it's looking like. I have 2 needle minders on here because I was using them to fold my fabric over the hoop so that it wasn't flopping everywhere. So I got this, this is the top motif in that corner, so that's done. And then this one is complete, that one is, and that one. And this is the first time I've been able to use some color other than black. So, because these are 310, and this is, I think, Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. And then I think this purple might, yeah, it's called Rainy Day, Classic Colorworks, so. But this is what it looks like so far. I actually have a goal this month to get a page finish on this. So I would say right now this is probably a third of the page, if I had to guess. Of course, with it being a Quaker, there's several motifs that are kind of going over the page. So for those, I think I'm just gonna count all the full motifs on the page as a page finish. But we'll see how I feel. I might do more than that, so. But yeah, that's Halloween Quaker. Oh, I guess I should specify. This is, everything in this I'm doing as called for. So that means that this fabric is 40 count, Murky by Picture This Plus. And then, like I said, all the Classic Colorworks I'm using, so. And I think I bought a fat quarter, and really it'll fit on an 1/8, so I haven't cut my fabric, but it'll only take up half of this, and then I'm just gonna cut the other half off and use it for something else. So, but that's what it's looking like. This is the first project that I've had that is one strand, and it's been very nice. I still have issues with my floss tangling a little bit, but I think that's just because I stitch with a really long piece, and sometimes I don't give myself a long enough tail when I pull the thread through the needle. But yeah, it's really nice. I like how tiny the stitches are, and it's just kind of, it's something different and it's neat. So, and the next project I'm going to show you is a new start, and it's on 40 count. So, all right. So that's Halloween Quaker. Okay, and then the new project that I have to show you is a new start. 2 days ago, August the 12th, was World Cross Stitch Day, and on Fridays I've been going to Keepsakes to stitch, and so it was just kind of fitting that it was Friday, it was World Cross Stitch Day, and I was like, time to start something new. So I decided to start the StitchCon exclusive chart from this past year, and this is by Hillis. So I'm doing this on 40 count because at StitchCon they had it, the finished stitching was on a horn book, and they were selling the horn books there, but it only fits if you do 40 count. So here I am. But anyway, so this is I worked on this for 4 hours while I was at Keepsakes, and then yesterday I put in like 40 minutes because I needed to put in a couple more letters so that it was at a good stopping point. So this is where we're at. This is basically the whole top section. So, so I got, obviously it's a StitchCon. I haven't done like the back stitch that goes, like this thread that's all around the words and then that needle. Haven't done that yet, but got the words and the little X's at the top. My favorite part about this is, so the red X's are just a normal stitch, and then the green X's are 2 strands over basically 4 strands on the 40 count. So I'm gonna be terrible at showing this because the lighting in here is like not awesome. But yeah, I don't know if you can really see. But anyway, I just like how ginormous they are. Excuse me. I like how ginormous they are compared to the little stitches on the bottom. So, and again, this is on 40 count, so I'm stitching with 1 strand, except for those chunky X's at the top, and then in between StitchCon are 2 strands. So, and this fabric is, like I said, 40 count, but it's Vellum by Picture This Plus. So. He's chewing real hard on his toy. Okay, so, and then I don't want to take it away from him because then he'll like do other stuff while I'm trying to film. So he's just gonna have to destroy his toy. It's fine. But yeah, and then one fun thing about this project is all of the floss for it I put on floss drops that I got from StitchCon. So I just think that's really fun. So it's all tangly. Okay, so, oh yeah, and then I'm also putting this in another Black Cat Stitchery bag. Has little puppies on it, also vinyl front, so I love those puppies. With little dots in. Oh, so cute. All right, so those are all my projects that I worked on. I have like a couple haul items, and then I have some chattiness about a project that I want to start. So first off, I'm just gonna do the haul because the only haul I'm really doing now is my monthly clubs. So the first one is Fiberlicious. I don't think I showed this in my last video, but this is the July color of the month. It's called Summer Soiree, and I get 36 count linen, which is funny because I've never stitched on 36, but that's gonna change soon. So anyway, this is what it looks like. It's like a very cotton candy pink, and there's like flecks of blue in it, which just makes it seem more cotton candy. And yeah, so it's pretty. So, all right, so that's that one. And then my other monthly club is Color and Cotton. This is the August thread club, and I get the 3 skein, I guess it's all colors, I don't really know. But let's see. They're very autumnal, if you will. So these are the colors, super pretty. We have Creeping Vines, Pumpkin Pie, and Oh My Gourd. This one's Oh My Gourd. Pumpkin Pie and Creeping Vines. So those are so pretty. I'm thinking about using one of these oranges for Cottage Garden, the fox. Because it calls for a variegated orange, and I just think it'd be fun to finally put some of this floss to use. So, okay, so those are my that's my tiny haul. Okay, and the next thing, I guess another part of the haul, which will lead me into my little stitchy discussion, is I bought the pattern for the Haunted Library Sale by Lola Cross Stitch. It looks like this. So the next part I think comes out on like the 22nd, which is like less than 10 days away. So anyway, so like I said, I bought the pattern. I had been seeing it and I just couldn't say no. And like, I don't really need to start another project, but you know what? If it really makes me that happy and I think about it all the time, I should just do it, right? Yeah. So I got the rest of the floss. Those 2 colors like look the same. I don't think they are though. No, they're not. These 2 look like nearly identical, but it's like 814 and 815. So this is like half the colors. I already had the other half in my collection. But as far as fabrics go, I had 3 contenders that I was going between. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have had an opportunity to vote on what I used, or what I use. So the options were Color and Cotton Stormy Sea. This is a 32 count. Super pretty. This fabric is so soft. I know people always like rave about Color and Cotton, but I haven't actually stitched on it or with it. So anyway, but this was one option. And then another option was Fiberlicious Chai Love You. This was, so the pattern she calls for, like, she recommends Vintage Country Mocha, so this was really similar. But I am gonna go with this option I'm about to show you because I think it would look the coolest, and it's what won on my poll. So this is Fiberlicious Queen Crepe Myrtle. So this one just like looks so Halloween-y, like I couldn't just not, you know? So these 2 are 36 count because they're my fabric club. Some pieces of this fabric are a lot more green than others, so it's definitely not going to take up the whole piece, but I'm going to have to like pick which corner I want to put it in, you know? So yeah, but this is what I'm going to end up stitching Haunted Library on. So yeah, I'm excited to start that. I need to get started soon because, like I said, the next part comes out on like the 22nd. So I think she said in her the PDF when you download it is if you're short on time, do all the black stitching and then you can fill in the rest later. So yeah, maybe I'll start that this afternoon or tomorrow. But yeah. So that was, I just laid all the fabric on top of my notes, so I don't know what I'm saying now. Okay, yeah, so that was kind of what I had for stitching. I have, let's see, I guess now we're just gonna talk about books. So if you don't want to hear about books, then you're free to go. Not that you're held hostage here or anything, but there's not gonna be any more stitchy talk. So if you don't care about other stuff, then have a great day. Thanks for watching. Okay, so books. I have been reading a lot. I think I finished 4 books since the last time I filmed a video. So I just kind of wanted to do what I just finished, what I'm reading now, what I'm going to read next, because there's like a trend on Instagram Reels where there's an audio that's like that. So anyway, so first up, what did I just finish reading? I'm gonna put a picture up because I don't actually have it. I read my first Colleen Hoover book. I listened to Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover on Hoopla. I was able to listen to it through my library, and it was so good. It was so good. And now I just want to read more Colleen Hoover, but all of the books that, obviously she's like super popular right now, so there's like a kind of a wait list for a lot of her books, both like physical copies and audiobooks. But holy cow. It was just like, it was good, and then like this particular one like kept going back and forth between two characters, but one character was talking about the present and the other character was talking about the past. And so you just like keep learning things about the present. You're like, why does he act that way? And then you like read the like past part and you're like, oh my gosh, that's why. And it just like keeps building and building and building until obviously like the big thing happens. And I just like, I was listening to kind of the pivotal moment in the book while I was driving to Cincinnati, and I was just driving and I was like, I could tell where it was going as soon as like the certain sentence was said, and I was like, no, you're kidding me. So yeah, it was really good, really good. Highly recommend. So I can't even imagine how good the other books are, because like I think the highest rated one on Goodreads is It Ends With Us, so, which I had borrowed from the library, but unfortunately I never got around to reading it, and it wouldn't let me renew it because obviously people are waiting to read it. So anyway, I'll get to it when I get to it, but now I'm like itching to read more Colleen Hoover. So I understand the hype now. But what I'm reading now, so I actually borrowed a couple books from my library, like actual books, and but I also started another audiobook. So I kind of typically have a real book, like I always say real book, they're all real books. I typically have like a tangible book and an audiobook going at the same time, just because always be reading. So the audiobook that I'm listening to, I'll put up a little picture here, is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. It's a like crime mystery situation. I've been on the wait list to listen to this one for a long time. I think it came out maybe this past summer. Well, it is still summer. I guess it came out like early in the summer. Or maybe it came out before that and I'm just really late to the party. I don't know. I was on the wait list for a while. I don't know how long it's been. So anyway, so far so good. I think I'm only like 20% into it. But it's interesting because there's lots of characters, and thankfully in the audiobook each character has their own narrator, so it's easy to identify like whose story they're telling. But everybody, they all live in this same apartment building, and like there's this spooky thing happening, and everyone has like a different experience with it, and everyone's like trying to hide something, and so it's just kind of interesting having so many different perspectives on the same situation. So I'm enjoying that so far. I'm curious to know how it ends up, because I feel like I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of good reviews, but I've also seen a lot of not so good reviews on it, so I'm curious to know where I'm gonna stand. But so far I like it. So, and then the other book that I'm reading, which is like a tangible book, is Outlawed by Anna North. This was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick, I'm pretty sure last summer, when it came out, so no telling when this came out. It says 2021, so obviously last year, but I'm pretty sure it was summertime. So I am only like 50 pages in so far. I started reading this a couple days ago, but it's really good so far. So like basically, I don't think it really gives anything away because it's so close into the book, but the main character, her name is Ada, and this takes place in like in the late 1890s or mid 1890s, and their whole like culture gave me big Handmaid's Tale vibes, because the whole thing is like the women have to have children. You know, like that is the ultimate goal. If they can't have children, then they are useless to society. And in this situation, if the woman is barren, if she's not able to get pregnant, it's her fault, not anybody else's fault. And she is accused of being a witch. So that's kind of what happened to Ada. She wasn't able to get pregnant with her husband, and she tried some other things. Nothing was happening for her. And so in order to protect her, her mom sent her away to a nunnery. And at the nunnery, she kind of does some investigating in the library and tries to read up on maybe what's wrong with her. And so now she's gotten to the point where she's like joining this like what they call the hole in the wall gang. So now she's like being an outlaw. So and this is just like, it's so intriguing because every page you read, you're just like, oh, okay. So I'm really liking this so far. But yeah. And then the last book, which is what I'm going to read when I'm done with Outlawed, is called The Messy Lives of Book People. This is another book that I just see all over the place, and my library had it available. And so yeah. So I just got these like on Wednesday, and I have like 3 weeks to read both of them, so hopefully that happens. But this one, I think it's somebody who wants to be a writer, and she lands a job housekeeping for a best-selling author. And so the last thing she expected was to be the only person this author talks to. And so they ended up having a friendship. And then that author dies, and then she has to finish the novel for her. So anyway, it sounds really interesting, and I love books about books because it's just so meta, I guess, like Inception. But yeah, so... All right, well, that's all I had. Yeah, that's all I had to talk about today. And the dryer is beeping, so my sheets are clean. And Wilson probably needs his toy taken away now. So I'm going to go now. But my question for today is, do you like reading? And if you do, tell me what you're reading right now, or what you're planning on reading next, or maybe what you just finished. Just give me a book recommendation. That would be awesome. And if you want, I'll put my link to my Goodreads down below if you want to be friends with me on Goodreads. So yeah. Okay, well, I will talk to you guys next time. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.